Hello everyone and welcome to the Master of Science and Analytics webinar. We are proud to offer this program. It's actually our 21st Masters of Science program at the J. Mac Robinson College of Business and of course Georgia State University. For those of you that are not in the Atlanta area, we are based in downtown Atlanta, and I know we probably have visitors from around the world, so either good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. My name is Toby McChesney, Assistant Dean of the Graduate Programs, and we're going to give you a brief overview of the program. And here's the agenda. So first, brief welcome, why Robinson, why Atlanta and Georgia, the Master of Science and Analytics program, which we call MSA for a shorter version, the admissions process, the estimated cost and any scholarship opportunities, and of course a Q&A. And the Q&A you can type your questions in, and by all means we will be able to assist you as we go along. So who is on the webinar? First is myself, Toby McChesney, again Assistant Dean of the Graduate Programs, followed with Dr. Sub Semadar, who's the program owner of the Master of Science and Analytics. It was him and our Associate Dean, Dr. Phillips, who really were the brain children behind this program. So we're very excited that this is a new venture for Robinson College of Business. And then the picture on your right screen is a picture of our international and outside Georgia recruiting staff, Felton Todd, Allison Jacobs, and Nicole Westfall. And Nicole will be leading the charge on the admissions process. And for those of you that live around the Atlanta area, Felton, Allison, or Nicole can certainly point you towards Tiffany Nelson and her team. So first, some quick facts about Robinson, and a lot of you may not have known some of these great statistics. We have over 80,000 alum from Robinson alone. That does not include Georgia State. If you add in Georgia State, that's 150,000 alum. About half of our alums from Robinson are in the Atlanta area, so what that means for you when you apply for jobs, it really helps you with your network, and that's a constant theme that we'll talk about. We're the fifth largest business school in terms of enrollment. We have 8,000 students at the business school, of which 1,600 are at the graduate level. We have one of the largest health administration programs, which could be part of the focus in your analytic program. We'll talk more about that. Our Parts-M MBA program is ranked in the top 25, as is our Computer Information Systems program, ranked 10th in the U.S. So those are some quick stats to show you that you are in good company here at the Robinson College of Business. So why Robinson? And for those of you that have not visited, we definitely encourage you to make a visit. We hopefully, of course, will welcome you at orientation in August. But we are a very diverse group. So of our 1,600 graduate students, about 30% are international of some sort, come from various countries around the world. We're very proud of our international and diversity. What that means for you in the classroom is you get a different perspective at all times. You also have a proficient career coach system here at the business school. Every student is assigned a career coach who will help you with your resume, networking, etc. We also have a lot of great Fortune 500 companies based here in Atlanta, which we'll talk a little bit more about. And our students are very active in the community. So you can join our Graduate Business Association. They do different social events, but also speaker series events as well. So our department is the Graduate Recruiting and Student Services Department. So we service all of the graduate students from the first step into the admissions process, enrollment, and then advising, and then of course helping you with your graduation and then as an alum. So my team works with the whole bandwidth of all of our graduate programs. So we are really here to help you all, help you get admitted hopefully, and then work with you during the program and make sure that your transition from prospective student to current student to alum is really smooth. I have a staff of 25 that works with our students, and we are really serious about getting to know our students by all means. We also work very closely with our Career Management Center. As again I mentioned, you can do individual career coaching. They have resume workshops, LinkedIn, social media type workshops. They will do practice interview techniques. So for those of you that get a great job interview, they can help you with that. They can help you negotiate your salary because we all need more money, of course. So they really help you with all of that. I invite you all to definitely look at Robinson Career Connection once you're here, where they post different internships and jobs for our graduate students. So why Atlanta, Georgia? And again, I encourage you all to visit. It's a beautiful city if you've never been. If you're international, we are just north of Florida. A lot of people know where Florida is. That's the state of Georgia, right above Florida. But we are the 8th largest IT employment in the nation. So what that means for you folks looking at analytics is there's a lot of IT companies are hiring our students. That's the same for, we're ranked 5th in the nation for software, telecom type IT services. Financial industry is very strong here as well. Also with health administration, as I mentioned, one of our larger programs, we have a very proficient health IT company based here in Georgia. We have over 100. So we have a lot of different companies here. We actually are the 9th largest city in the U.S., which a lot of people don't know. We are very affordable as well. And if you're not familiar with our weather, it's pretty warm in the summertime, but we don't get too much snow. So if you're looking for snow, I would not look here in Atlanta. With occasional snowstorm, but it's a very friendly southern city that we definitely encourage you to visit. The two pictures you see, the one to the left is actually an older picture. I'm just noticing that now, of our old stadium, football stadium. But that's our view of our downtown Atlanta. And the picture on the bottom is in Piedmont Park. It's a beautiful park in central Atlanta, only 5 minutes from our campus. So a brief overview of the Master of Science in Analytics program. This is a 12-month program, but it's actually 4 semesters. We'll talk more about that because you start in the fall. You also have classes fall, spring, summer. You would do an internship, and then you would end the program fall 2015, so you would graduate December 2015. It's 32 hours, which equates to 11 courses. It's a cohort structure, meaning that you really work with the same students throughout your program. You really foster a strong network. You will get to know each other, and that really helps you with building your connections. And limited class size for this first launch. So again, you are the first cohort of this program this fall, which is exciting. So we are definitely looking at about a class cohort of about 5 to 10 students this fall. So you'll get a lot of personal attention by myself, my team, Dr. Semdar, and Dr. Phillips. Candidate profile, so of course you must have a 4-year degree. We do prefer students to have an undergrad degree in math, statistics, engineering, or computer science. And of course it has to be an accredited college or university. If you don't have that, you could maybe then have a Bachelor's of Business degree from a quantitative area, so marketing, finance to be exact, or economics. And by all means, if you have a PhD in other areas, again, more quantitative, biology or some kind of science, we will look at that as well. If you are not sure if your degree lines up to our profile, by all means you would email anybody on the team to see if your background would help you with the program. There are prereqs that we are requiring before you start the program, and given that the program starts in August, you need to really already have the majority of these prereqs. That would be econ, so 2 semesters of econ. Math, we prefer 4 semesters, which includes algebra, linear algebra, and some calc as well. And then statistics. Again, please work with us on a case-by-case basis. If you do not meet these prereqs, we may be able to give you an online course or some other situation. So please talk to us if you do not have these prereqs. The location, so the primary location of these courses would be in our Buckhead Center, which is about 25 minutes north of our downtown campus, but there will be a few courses at our downtown campus. So you'll pretty much, of your 11 courses, 8 are in Buckhead and 3 would be downtown. And then it's mostly late afternoon, starting at 4:15 classes and goes until about 9:45 in the evening, Monday through Thursday. So it is preferred, pretty much required, that this is for full-time students. You can have an internship of some sort during the program, but you would work with us, again, on a case-by-case basis. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Semdar to give you more inside scoop of the MS in analytics. Thank you.
Thank you, Toby. Welcome you all for our session here, and thank you for joining us. I'll talk about briefly first why MS in Analytics. You probably already know this whole revolution that has come over through big data and data analytics. Just to give some numbers on it in terms of its prospect, last year McKinsey Global Institute estimated that there will be 140 to 190,000 more people required in analytics in US alone, and roughly up to 1.5 million more managers and analysts required in US alone, United States, than what our schools are currently producing. So there's a huge, and it cannot be underestimated, the market for these skills, because there's so many master's program you can take. We know that, but however, it is actually past time that we start producing graduates in this area, and this is a right time for you guys to join and make a great career in this area. And you can Google all the statistics about job demand on this field. I'll now go to describing the program. The one that you're looking at right now, it has a 2x2 matrix, but to give you an idea how this program was created. First of all, we did look into, well, let me introduce a little bit of myself. I have been working in this area for 25 years, even before it called data analytics. And I also am involved with one of the top institutes in the country called Informs, and I sit in their exam board, etc. Bottom line is we have been synced into this area for a while, and we looked into different programs, master's programs specifically in US universities and other top schools in the world. Here's what we found. They're doing a great job. However, most programs are from mainly dominated by one field of application. For example, statistics. There could be masters in applied statistics, or called as business analytics program. It could be also from, let's say, an engineering department offering an analytics and data science program, or IT department, or information systems department. However, we believe, and the data shows and market shows, that data analytics problems are not single disciplinary. It is actually a multidisciplinary problem. Meaning, you work for General Motors, but you could be working on a marketing problem that links with their financing division, to just give one example. So our first goal of our program was to make it truly multidisciplinary program. So as you'll see later when I describe in a couple of minutes, the coursework comes from multiple and diverse departments such as business school, economics, marketing, IT, to name a few, and business analytics. Coming back to the philosophy of this program is that we wanted you to have not just a sense of application of these problems, which most of the master's programs do nowadays. We wanted you to have the ability to go to a new area or develop new algorithms and methods that are not available today, and to make your own name and possibly patent type applications first, or that would be a good thing to have. So to give that ability, we have this dual core program design that you'll have rigorous mathematical and programmatic skills, with which you can resolve new challenges that have not been solved yet. On top of that, you also get the broad application through different types of methodology. I'm going to talk about those courses coming up, but main idea there is that you will not be just tied to mathematical and programming skills. You can understand the business problems, and also for profit organizations and non-profit organizations such as World Health Organization, and they have problems in different countries, distribution of materials, distribution of drugs, or vaccinations. These are all problems that one can look at. So it is not just a GE or General Motors or Apple computers problem. So that broad views will come through the methodological training in courses, so you can apply different types of methods and not limited to one single type of method, such as statistics only. To To complement those two skill sets, mathematics and different types of methods areas, we also give you training in understanding business context of the problem. So for example, a physics undergraduate person from physics or computer science, they will now, through this training, will be now synced into the business context and be able to communicate and coordinate and work with senior management of the company. And as Toby was mentioning earlier, we do see that PhD in other fields can apply for this program. To make that point home, let me give you an example. You probably already know sometimes the LinkedIn company that you know about, their main success happened after they hired a PhD in physics from Stanford. And he had all the power from the CEO. He made changes that were not liked by the people in the company at that point. However, with implementation of these changes, within 2 weeks, they saw a huge traction on their adoption rate. That means the people that became members. So just to give an example, that's what was one of our objective, to get people with multiple skills and multiple background to bring their knowledge and then get our degree, so they become the most well-trained, at the same time well-thinking and advanced thinking master's degree holders in analytics in the field. And we also finally, but not lastly, we do have a partnership with industries such as we have a lot of top-notch companies from Delta Airlines to GE, General Electric, even in the banking sector, SunTrust Bank. We have relationships with them where we have a coursework where you will work with them in actual life projects. Yes, very quickly to give a picture of the job demand, especially in Atlanta. As you see in this picture, Atlanta has one of the top information security firms, companies, one of the top in the business. They also have, I think, the fourth largest Georgia Health IT company in this area, just in Atlanta and outside of Atlanta, as you can see in this picture. Just to give an idea of how much employabilities are there right in this town, although we believe after you graduate from us, you'll either pursue a PhD in this field and or you are employable from any city in this world, from Bangalore to Los Angeles. So we are not limiting you to Atlanta. We're just showing you that next to our home, we have these companies that are just willing to hire from us. And one more, okay, so that is the financial technology group. Now, talking about curriculum, this is the picture of the curriculum, and I want to go through all details of this. How about to give an idea of what we just said before. We do have common required courses such as these consumer managerial decisions, which starts with decision-making capabilities, and it's a mathematical treatment on the models. And then we give you, and here it becomes truly multidisciplinary classes. You get two database management courses. One is structured data, which is the old world of the data, and unstructured data, which is specifically the new world of data, where, for example, if you go to your Facebook or social networking settings or online or point of sales data coming from a store, these are all dynamic data. People behavior are changing, so we cannot be limited to a very structured database environment, but we do train you. And this is another new thing that we did in this program. I don't believe any program in this country has this, which is unstructured data management. It's a new class. It will be taught by the excellent level of faculty, and you get to see both worlds and you develop skills in both worlds. So when you become an analytics specialist or data scientist in a company, you will not be limited by what off-the-shelf canned software do for you. You can create your own codes and manage that new data environment. And to bring to that, your next skill level is required is the analytical programming skills, and you will learn the new operating systems and programming, software programming. To again to reiterate what I told you earlier, that to be able to create new methods or new codes that is not out there yet in the business, and if you need to go there, you would be able to go there. Remaining 4 courses are stochastics, data mining, and ops research and econometrics. These are, as their name imply, I'm going to talk about that in next slide. So these are all different areas, again, multiple disciplinary areas of solving problems. And I'm going to talk about that in the next slide. And the course, we believe this is the crescendo at the top of this program. At the end, we will put you in. It's a course. There is a faculty member who, there will be some faculty contact hours, as well as you will be put in an actual company, and you will go from a life cycle you learn from the beginning initiation of an analytics project to the finishing of it, which we call life cycle of the project, analytics project. And you will be working in a company guided by them as well as our faculty member. And you also can pick, and you're required to pick at least 2 electives of your choice. And if you have a particular destination in your mind, you can pick any of these from marketing, finance, risk management, healthcare, and information technology and management science. These are not, it's not an exhaustive list. We're all working on new electives as the time will need from us. Okay. So going back to a little sequence of these courses, in the fall, it goes from fall to the next fall. So first fall, you come in, you'll get this AMR M8000. It sort of, depending on your background, where you came from, you come from computer science, or you come from a PhD undergraduate, sorry, a physics undergraduate, or even medical school, or business school, or economics. You will go through this sort of a quick boot camp type treatment on basically programming skill sets to bring all of you at par. Then the CIS 8040 is the traditional structured data management course. So it has that CIS symbol on it. Now MSA 8000, MSA this is one of those analytical programming course that you'll be required to take, which basically deals with the decision courses that we talked about. It's a mathematical treatment on managerial decision making. And then MSA 8100 is the OR class, which is called operational research. Here you do optimization type of methods, such as, you know, there are millions of calls going through internet, and it can be optimized for flow to the point that even urban planning, where you look at different traffic patterns and so forth. So these are optimization problems that are, again, a skill set level where from financial modeling, financial optimization of stock portfolio to optimizing traffic flow in a big city, all these problems are encountered there. Econ 9720, it's an econometric course. The second one, 8710, you may or may not take depending on the background you have. But this, again, this is a different disciplinary approach to modeling the business world or application world. It basically uses econometric methods to, at a global level, modeling of economics problem. For example, you can model the behavior of governmental policies that is affecting the society in general. And this is all macro level model, which is part of the training an analytics should have, because their problems rest within a bigger economics problem. The next semester, MSA 8050, which is the unstructured database management I was talking about, specifically applicable to this new data environment that is created by the super growth of internet. As soon as you swipe your credit card at the point of sales at Starbucks coffee place, from the people that are discussing chatting a book on a social network, all these are textual data and unstructured data. To another example of, let's say, fraud detection. Thieves have different ways of doing things. So at the same time, they change their behavior. So if you're working on a fraud detection company, either from FBI or Bank of America or companies like Honeywell, you are actually trying to beat them on their game. That's where you have to understand the pattern. And if you don't collect those data, you're not going to catch them ever. And that's where we introduced that unstructured data management in this program. And MSA 8200, it's a stochastic process. This is a different way of looking at it. It really brings up the probability of the problems, such as, so for example, if something was, sticking to the fraud example, was stolen today, what's the probability that it will be hit again tomorrow? Or you bought a cup of coffee today, and what's the probability that you'll come back to that store tomorrow or next time and buy a bigger coffee? These are all, again, stochastic behavior of people, which is basically probability-based behavior, and you'll be trained in the mathematics of it as well as its application very well to the problems. NGS 8040 is the data mining class, which again comes back from another vantage point to these data scientist problem, data analytics problems. Data mining, as its name implies, you have mines of data, lots of data. Now you're going to find out some patterns out of it, and again, this is statistical, applied statistical methods. At the same time, I'll give an example very quickly. Data mining can pick out on patterns that are interesting to business or companies. I'll give you two examples. There's a good old example of a superstore where they found that on Thursday afternoon, the males between age group of 25 to 35 years, on Thursday afternoon, they come and they buy beer and a diaper for babies together. And initially they were flabbergasted, why are they behaving that way? But they did make money out of it by putting beers and the diapers shelves together. The point, later on they did a post hoc study and they found out that these are actually young married people, and their wives were calling them on Thursday afternoon to get ready for the weekend. They were sending them to buy diapers to the store, and the guys were picking up beers. Now, this kind of pattern cannot be found by arguing theoretically behavior of a man between 25 to 35. It can be only found through data mining. Another quick example, you probably read about this, you can Google it after you're done with this seminar. Target was sending, Target sent, the store, sent some products related to, or promotion products related to pregnancy to a teenage daughter of a man, and made this father very angry. And he came to the store and challenged, why are you sending this stuff to my daughter? And they said, we think your daughter is pregnant through our data mining. And the man was kind of flabbergasted again, didn't know what to do, went back and checked with his daughter and found out to be that that is true. The point here is not the man's anger or frustration. The point is that Target knew. And how did they know this? They were actually churning out the whole mine, the millions and millions of records, transaction records, and they found that she was buying bigger purse. I don't know exactly, some vitamins, pregnancy vitamins and all that kind of stuff. And there's a sequential analysis on this. Once you buy a pregnancy test kit and then you buy a bigger purse, then you get the point. The point is these patterns are detectable through such skill sets and so forth. You're also, those are the main core courses that we have covered. Now you're allowed to take elective, as we said, and you will take a couple of electives of your choice, as I described before. And I want to just finish talking about, I'll finish by talking about this MSA 8300, which is again sort of a crescendo of, if you call this as an orchestra, this whole program. It really puts you with a professor, you have contact hours with the professor and trains you with the life cycle view of a project, data analytics project. So, and we put you in a business, we make a, depending on their need and your interest. And we hopefully believe that it will lead to an employment relationship. Of course, there is no guarantee in these matters. However, it is given the demand of the skill sets and given that you'll be working with the company already for 4 to 5 months, and we are we will be producing brilliant graduates. So we believe that there will be a happy marriage at that point. You will it will lead to some good relationship and employment relationship with these companies. And at that point, then I encourage you to apply and don't wait on it, just act. All right, good luck.
Thank you, Sub. Now I'm going to get started with our admissions process. So hopefully by now you are thinking, how do I apply to fall for MS Analytics? So let me tell you a little bit about our application process. There are a couple components. First, you will need to submit an online application. You can find the application on our website under Apply Now. Next, you will need to submit GMAT or GRE scores and transcripts from all of your previous undergraduate or graduate work. On the online application, you will include all previous work experience as well as your resume. Finally, you need to submit any letters of recommendation. For the MS Analytics program, we need at least one. Once you've submitted everything, your file will be reviewed by an admissions committee. The committee will take into consideration all the different aspects of your application while making a decision. Now, if you intend to apply for fall, we will make sure to expedite your application as the timeline is getting shorter as we speak. So if you are interested in applying for fall, please get in all of these things as soon as possible. Now to talk a little bit about our averages. This program is highly quantitative, so we are looking for some higher scores. We have an average of about a 650 on the GMAT, a 315 on the GRE with a higher quantitative score of 160, that's a mistake, and a verbal of 155. Our GPAs are usually about a 3.5, and work experience is not required, but can only ever help your application. Now just to talk a little bit, if you are an international applicant, you have a few extra steps. You will be required to take either the TOEFL or the IELTS exam. Our average score on the TOEFL is about 100 and the IELTS is 7.0. There are a few exceptions for the requirements to take one of these English proficiency exams. First, if you are a U.S. naturalized citizen or if you have conferred a degree from a U.S. institution, you will be exempt from having to take these exams. Next, in some cases, if you attended an institution outside the U.S., you may be required to have your academic credentials evaluated. In most cases, we do not require academic credentials to be evaluated, so we encourage our applicants to send in their transcripts to us first, and from there we will notify you if we need them evaluated. Listed, you can see the credential evaluators we accept. Lastly, once you've been accepted to the program, you will be put in contact with the International Student Services, where you will be asked to provide financial documents in order to process your I-20 in order to get your visa. If you have any additional questions about your visa process, please contact ISSS. Next, to talk a little bit about the tuition. The tuition is $39,000, and the cost of the program is all-inclusive, including your class materials, the textbooks, iPad, parking, meals, and snacks when you're up in the Buckeye location. There's an application fee of $50 and a program deposit fee of $250. Now, below our deadlines for fall, international will be case by case as it depends on your visa process. And then for domestic, our absolute deadline is July 11th. Now, if you need a little bit more time to get in your transcripts and your test scores after July 11th, we're able to work with you, but we need your online application by July 11th. And from there, as Toby mentioned earlier, we will evaluate your application to see if you are meeting our prerequisites. If you're interested in applying for fall of 2015, our international deadline is March 15th, and our domestic is May 1st. Now, just talking a little bit about financing your degree. If you are a top student, we have scholarships and graduate research assistant positions that we can award you on a merit-based system that will cover partial of your tuition and include a monthly stipend. We also have some other scholarships on our website if you'd like to check those out. Another thing, if you're a domestic student, we have you can apply for educational loans through FAFSA, and just look through our financial aid website to learn more about that. So that concludes our webinar today. We'd like to open up the floor to questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat box and we will be able to answer them. Keep in mind, it's still open for fall, so we look forward to seeing your application. Thanks.